Hey there, I'm Ashley and I'm a proud mama of two beautiful kiddos, a wife, a health and wellness coach, and a middle and high school shop teacher.
Hi, I'm Roberta, mama, wife, educator. I'm an entrepreneur and homeschool mom, navigating the work, family, social life balance.
Together, we will discuss various topics near and dear to our hearts for teachers and mamas, like routines, health, habits, self-care, and so much more. Living a healthy lifestyle is for everyone from young children to adults. Health, wellness, and emotional and social well-being starts at home and should be expanded upon in the classroom.
Everyone can benefit from the Teacher Mamas podcast. So if you're ready to learn some helpful tips, let's do this thing.
Hello, podcast friends. Roberta and I are coming to you with a special episode today. We are again in the same room. We actually took a weekend trip to my husband's parents' cabin. So if you hear little children in the background, they are downstairs right now, but they are very loud. All weekend they've been very loud. So the fact that we got away for like 15 minutes for this episode is pretty awesome.
That's right. It's been too cold to send them outside, so it's an inside weekend.
Yeah, it's like -15 out right now. It's super awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So poor Roberta on her birthday weekend again gets screwed over because it's like in the negatives.
Yeah, that's fine. It's been a great weekend. Pretty grateful for that.
Awesome. So we just wanted to pop in for a random episode and talking to you about tapping meditations, because I actually had a pretty powerful one a couple weeks ago. We were going to record right after I did it, and then we ran out of time. But this is something that one of the resources that we talk about in our course, tapping meditation, and some of you maybe don't even know what the heck that is. So I'm going to just, maybe Roberta, can you explain to them what it is? And then I'm going to talk about like that experience that I went through when I did it. And then maybe you can tell them a little bit more about why this kind of meditation is so cool.
Yeah. So there's different types of tapping. And I think what we both most commonly use is the emotional freedom technique. And so those tapping points are along kind of the same parts of your body that would be used in acupuncture and different forms of acupressure or acupuncture. And so they're scientifically researched parts of the body that can help with various different things. And by tapping on those points, you can experience some of those same benefits that you would get from acupressure or acupuncture just by simply tapping on that area and releasing the stored up energy in that spot, because we do have an energy system in our bodies that has been proven to be true. And these spots, if they're holding tension, by tapping and using that acupressure along with psychology, so along with what you're thinking or saying as you're tapping in that spot, it helps release that energy and get like the energy flowing throughout our bodies a little bit, but then also changing our mindset and helping our minds change whatever needs to change. So the most common spots for tapping are on, they call it the karate chop point on the side of the hand, and then between the eyebrows, on the side of the eye, not quite to your temple, so right before, like between your temple and the side of your eye, and then under the eye, which is a spot I love because it also helps with like sinus pressure, so I love tapping in that spot. It feels so good for me. And then imagine you had a mustache, you tap where the mustache spot, and then like the dimple in your chin, under your lips in your chin is another tapping spot. The collarbone, if you were to wear a bra, like where the bra strap is on the side of your body, that's a point, tapping point. And then the very top of the head. Some people also add in the fingertips like by the cuticle. You can tap at each cuticle point, which I'm not, off the top of my head, I don't remember what part of the like energy system that helps clear, but it does feel kind of good to massage those cuticles. So.
So Roberta, I think I actually am the one who like brought this up to Roberta a couple years ago, because where I found it, the lady was talking about like migraines and stuff, and I know Roberta gets bad migraines, so I had just brought this up to her. I didn't really know much about it, but I was like, hey, I heard about this thing, you should look into it. So she did, and she's got way more knowledge on it than I do now, and she uses it a lot more than I do. But for those of you that have been following us on social media for a while or on my personal account, you know that I have some back issues that I'm trying to resolve. I've kind of been, since January started, I've been using this month and for however long I need to figure out what I need to do for my back issues, because I've literally tried everything, and I'm like even using a special diet right now to try and reduce inflammation. I'm like almost a week in. So I woke up I think it was a Saturday morning or something like that, and I did my workout, and it was a HIIT workout, so it was like a really intense workout, which I normally don't like, but it was like the next workout in the sequence, and I just like, I started bawling afterwards. And this happens sometimes. This is normal if you have a lot of like built up, it can be built up like energy in your body or built up emotions. And this is another great reason why I love exercise, because it can really help release things that have built up in your body like this too. And this happens to me when I do really, really intense workouts, and like maybe I'm in a bit of pain, or maybe I have something emotionally that's really bothering me. So this particular day, I knew it was my back. I was just feeling super frustrated that I went to bed feeling pretty good, and I woke up and my back felt like crap again. So I just finished my workout. I started bawling. I think Roberta and I were actually supposed to meet like right after I was done with my workout, and I text her and I was like, I need a minute. I'm a hot mess right now. I'm crying for no reason. And I was like, I think I'm going to do a tapping meditation to see if it helps, because my back is just hurting so bad right now. And she's like, oh yeah, no problem. I think we were supposed to record a podcast that day. And then, oh yeah, it was, because then I was like, oh, let's record this podcast. But then we ran out of time.
Yeah.
So I sat down and I did this tapping meditation, and there's an app that you guys can download, and we'll get that to you. We'll put the link in the show notes. And it actually, Roberta is the one who introduced me to it. And I found one for pain, and it was about 10 minutes. And what I love about it is they walk you through the whole thing. They show you with pictures on there, like where to be tapping. They have you rate your pain level, or whatever it is you went into the tapping for. They have you rate that before, rate it after. And if you're not as low as you'd like to be, obviously you just like redo the tapping again. I was lower when I came out of it. So I felt a lot better too. But I mean, I was still in pain. Like my back is pretty much always in pain. But I just felt so much better. I actually, I videotaped the first part of it, because I was like, I want to use this as like reel at some point, just showing like how emotional it can be, and like how good it is to let those emotions out. And what I love about them walking you through it is you do get to just express like how freaking pissed off you are at first. And it's not like squandering how you really feel, and it's not like trying to put a toxic positivity on things like, oh, everything is dandy, like they really want you to express yourself. And so like, that's what you do. And then that's when they, about halfway through it is when they start kind of trying to turn your mindset back into, okay, how can I make this so that it's not such a negative feeling anymore, and start turning it back around. So that's what I really love about it. And I came out feeling so much better. I was emotionally and mentally exhausted afterwards because I just needed to get that crap out. But this can be done with anything. It's not just pain.
Right.
So Roberta, maybe you want to explain a little bit more of like what you can use tapping meditation for.
Yeah, and there's just a myriad of options. And what I found is if I'm really struggling with something and I can't find like one of the generic tappings that I've already done myself, and of course you can create your own script. Like once you understand the structure, you can create your own. But I don't feel like I'm to that point yet. I'm not confident enough in that to be able to do it myself. So I still go out and I look for other people with tapping scripts. So there have been times where I have like a lot of money insecurities or anxiety over like a medical bill that showed up that ended up being higher than I expected or something. Well, go to YouTube and I type in like exactly what I need and put EFT tapping in the search bar and something inevitably pops up. And there was a day that I was really struggling with menstrual cramps and it was really painful, and I found a tapping meditation on that, on tapping on the menstrual pain, and acknowledge how much it sucks. And then also kind of acknowledging like, even though this sucks, I am okay and I can still love myself and I can still love my body. And I felt better after doing that. The cramps had kind of eased, and I think part of that, the reason for that, is because I was able to start relaxing and not be so tense and tight. But there's just a lot of different things. You can tap on mindset, on limiting beliefs, on pain, on anxiety, on a specific emotion. You can tap to release trauma or a memory from your past. So many different, I mean, really the options are limitless.
Yeah. Classroom wise, I mean, like this could be maybe you're dealing with a lot of behaviors in your classroom and it's really stressing you out. Like maybe you could do a tapping meditation on that, or what else? Can you think of any other
they
examples?
can also be super short. So like, yes, they could be 10 minutes. They could be like the one for reducing the menstrual pain that I did. That was closer to 30 minutes. It was a longer one and I needed it, so it was well worth it. But there's also some that you can do in as little as 2 minutes. I have some that I've found that I love that are just 2 to 3 minutes, and they're to kind of instill these positive feelings or emotions into your body to start the day off right. So I have some like tapping for joy, or my word of the year is confidence. And so I found one that is specifically talking about feeling confident and what that feels like, and tapping that into your body and into your mindset. And so it's kind of marrying like affirmations with meditation and tapping. And so there's those things as well, which is super helpful, and it can be short. So it's not, you don't have to tap because something's wrong. You can also be tapping because you want to add a positive feeling into your psyche. Yeah. So really, we just wanted to come in today and like give you guys a little short, quick episode on what this is, how it could benefit you in the classroom, outside the classroom, with your home life, and then just show you like how we use it, and then as a action step, like just kind of look into it, like go to that app that we put in the show notes and see if it's something that you would be willing to try. I just give like a little warning. Like I said, like it can be quite emotional. So make sure if you're doing it to like fix something or like try and heal something, that can be quite emotional. So make sure you're not like, trying to rush out the door and go do something right afterwards. Right.
And just like that day, I was just so wiped out the rest of the day, just because number one, I hate crying, because that's how I feel after I cry. I don't know if anyone else can relate, but
yeah, I'm right there with you.
Yeah. So, just like a little warning for you, don't just, randomly sit down and try to heal trauma in the middle of the school day. Probably not a great time to do it.
However, one thing I think I want to just add, one little action step that you can take. It's super easy. If you're in the classroom and you're having just a moment, right? It's stressful. Maybe the kids have been super loud and obnoxious, or any myriad of situations, and you're starting to feel stressed or overwhelmed. You can do what's called alternative temple tapping. And all you do is take your 2 fingers on both hands and you tap on your temples, and you just alternate which temple you tap on. And so it's just back and forth, back and forth. And you can tap there while you do some deep breathing and either think about what it is that's stressing you out and just tap on the temples, or just focus on breathing and releasing that stress feeling in your body. And so just like quick tapping on the temples can help release some of that stress and overwhelm feelings. And that can be done in as little as like 30 seconds.
Yeah, I like that. You could do that quick before like your next class comes in, or if you're switching classes, if you're elementary or whatever.
Yeah. Or get all your kids to do it with you.
Right, yeah. Or you could do it, at home with your own kiddos.
Yep.
Yeah, so we would love to hear if this resonated with you guys, if you're liking these shorter style episodes, little quick tips for you. And make sure that you guys go and share this with people. If you know that there's people in your life that could use it, share it on social. This is how the word gets out for our podcast and everything like that. So yeah, I don't know, anything else to add?
I think that's it.
All right. Well, thank you. We are so grateful for you, and we hope you all have a great rest of your day.
We want to thank you guys so much for taking the time out of your day to listen to us chat about healthy family living. We would love to hear your thoughts or any ideas you have for future episodes, so feel free to message us at theteachermamaspodcast@gmail.com or the Teacher Mamas Podcast on Instagram. It would also mean so much to us if you would leave a quick rating or review on whatever platform you're listening from.
If something really stood out to you today, don't forget to share it with someone else in your life that might need to hear it too. Spread the word. Please don't forget to share with your online community and tag us. For more positivity and inspiration on how we navigate life and the things we do on a daily basis to stay sane in the crazy, don't forget to go follow each of us on Instagram. Check the show notes for our handles.